you're going out to the supermarket, you feel stressed. If you're going out to go shopping, if you're hanging out with people, like why do you feel stressed? In today's video, I kind of want to go through like some of the tips that I have to minimize your stress, that there's like things in our minds that are just making us feel stressed, and I want to like debunk all of that because I am definitely guilty of it. I'm not saying that it doesn't happen to me, but I think these tips and these things really help with just relaxing and feeling a little bit more peaceful and not feeling like, you know, the anxiety attack is about to kick in, and just like not feeling anxious all day long. I don't know if any of you can relate to this. Learning how to say no to certain things or situations or events or people is something that like we as humans really need to work on, because sometimes we just say yes to please the other person, but instead of completing what you want to do, instead you reserve your time to go and do something else for someone else, whether it's to hang out, to go to an event. Whenever you do end up doing this, whatever it is that you're doing with a friend, a family member, co-worker, at work or something like that, you start to feel a little anxious because you're like, okay, this is not really what I wanted to do, but I'm doing it, and you're not feeling the pleasure or just like the happiness because you ended up doing something else and you put your stuff on the back burner. Sometimes we don't recognize that we're feeling that way because we said yes to the other person, but we just naturally start to feel anxious because then now you still have that one thing that you want to do that is still going to continue being pending. So it's kind of like when you don't get something done. When you don't get something done, you start to feel anxious. So if you know that you really wanted to do something and then you kind of like ended up doing something else to please someone else, yeah, your body and your mind, you start to feel anxious because it's still something on your plate that you need to get done. You're gonna feel so much more happier that you got something done for yourself. And then sometimes it doesn't even need to be no, it can just be as simple as, okay, like I have something to do, like can we do this tomorrow, or like can we schedule tomorrow, like, you know, sometime later on today or tomorrow. Obviously this is natural human behavior, like we all do that, like I literally do that. But I think when we start to feel anxious, like because you just continue to say like yes, yes, yes in everything starts to pile up on you that you have pending for yourself, and then like we just start to feel stressed, we start to feel like so anxious, and like we have so much to get done, but it's just all a matter of saying no. So another thing too is like I started waking up early. I've started this routine for like over a year now, and I personally hate the mornings when I'm like rushing to leave the house, rushing to get to work, rushing to get to school. Like literally that stresses me out for the rest of the day. So even though as hard as it is to wake up early or wake up an hour early, because you're like, I could be sleeping, I could be just like laying down, I could be doing nothing, but in the end when we lay down and do nothing, or like if we wake up half an hour before we have to leave, this makes our day so stressful. Like you don't even understand. Like if you feel me on this, comment down below. But I mean, at least for me, like if you feel the same way, then obviously like we're on the same page here. But it's literally like I don't even know how to explain it. Like I just feel like everything has to be done in like complete like speed mode, and doing everything in speed mode doesn't allow you to like be present and focus on really what you're doing, and you're almost on autopilot. And then when we're on autopilot, we have like no conscious of like what we're doing, and we just start feeling very anxious. And then when we start feeling anxious, our day is literally stressful. And it's like if you just wake up 30 minutes to an hour before your current alarm clock or something like that, like I'm telling you, like your stressful feeling that you just have inside of you in the morning or for the rest of the day will decrease. Now again, like I'm not gonna say like I'm a professional here, so I do want to disclaim that, but I'm speaking from my own experience. Let me know in the comments down below if you do try it out, or if you do want to try it out. I know that it's hard, but it's like you can do it. You can literally do it. Okay, so another thing too is like, this is kind of the obvious. I feel like a lot of people tend to say this. A lot of people tend to, I feel like a lot more people nowadays are starting to vocalize this so much more, even though our lives run on social media. Like hello, like YouTube is kind of a social media platform, a little bit different, but obviously it's like still social media. We all socialize here, we all watch each other, we talk to each other, and all of that. So minimizing your social media consumption is huge, like huge. And I think we can all pretty much agree that when we're just like scrolling and scrolling and scrolling, and then 2 hours went by that we didn't do anything, we tend to be really hard on ourselves. I know that I do, and I have friends that do the same thing. And there's times that I literally like end up deleting my apps. I don't delete my accounts or anything like that, but I just delete the apps so that I take a whole week or even 2 weeks of literally a social media break. Because when you're just scrolling for hours and hours, I don't know, you just like get on this, you just get so hooked on it, and you start to waste so much time. And then I start to think like, okay, I could have done this, I could have done that, like I just killed an hour and a half, like I could have done so many things. And I get it, like sometimes we just need that escape, don't get me wrong, like that I 100% agree with. Sometimes I'm just like, all right, I want to catch up with my people, I want to catch up with what my favorite YouTubers are doing and stuff like that, because now it's time for me to de-stress. And it could be a de-stressor, but watching ourselves and maybe timing ourselves, like, okay, today I have like 30 minutes that I can be on social media, and that's like fair enough. But when you're like spending more than 30 minutes, more than an hour, it really starts to consume you, and then you start to feel stressed about the things that you're not getting done, feeling like you just wasted time. And also, you are more prone to like comparison. Like if you see someone like living their best life, you know, living their best life, and then you're kind of like just sitting on the couch scrolling and scrolling and scrolling, it's gonna make you think, I'm not living my best life. I'm just here sitting on the couch, not doing anything, watching this person. And then we start to play the comparison game. Like, I know that sounds like crazy and everything, but comment down below if you can feel me on this one too, because I know that I have done that so many times, and now I have literally started to delete the app. Like, when I see myself just overly consuming social media content, I delete the app for a few days or like a week, and then I'm like, okay, I need like my mental break. Obviously, it doesn't mean that you need to delete it or deactivate or anything, but you know yourself better than anybody else, so do what's best for you, and you know, come up with a plan that you know that is going to work for you. Another thing is, like, I have been really getting into yoga and meditation lately. I feel like it has literally, like, it has been changing my life a lot, especially yoga. Like, I started doing yoga more like on a weekly basis, not on a daily basis or anything like that. I mean, there's even weeks that I don't do any yoga, but the times that I squeeze in like 2 30-minute yoga sessions during my week, I feel so much more calm, especially because with yoga, I don't know, like, I know for me, I do stress. Like, I'm a stressor, and I don't want to come off as in like, oh, I don't stress anymore, I'm good, just don't stress about life. No, I am a tense as person. Like, I stress about everything and anything. So for me, like, doing things that de-stress me is really, really important, because I do want to live my best life. I do want to live my best calm and peaceful life, but there's a lot of things that come with that. I feel like doing yoga has really allowed me to feel my body to like a different way. So like, whenever I am doing yoga, I can feel like what's hurting me, where I feel tight, and what I need to do to loosen up. So I don't know, it's like listening to your body and what your body is telling you. Like, another thing too, like, if you are in a very stressful situation, like if you're at work and you're just like, oh my god, I need to breathe or something like that, instead of riding through that stress, take a minute to, you know, walk away from your desk. Go on a walk outside, go to the bathroom, go somewhere outside of what you're doing at your current job, and take a 5-minute breather. Like, don't even take your phone with you. Just go out by yourself, go to the bathroom, go outside, go to the parking lot, or if you're working from home, like, go to your living room, go somewhere that is not around your working space, and literally just breathe for 5 minutes, and don't bring your phone with you. Like, don't allow like other distractions to stress you out even more. Just like be in the moment and focus on your breath, because when you can sometimes control your breath, it really does minimize the stressful feeling that you're feeling. I just like highly recommend that. I've done that so many times when I'm at work, well, when I used to be at work and everything, and I used to just like take a walk outside for 5 minutes. I used to go to the elevators or just like to the hallways and just like breathe, like literally just breathe. It sounds so kind of dumb and simple, but like honestly, it just really works. And then lastly, if you're just someone who has a lot on their plate and you know, you're just juggling a lot, and sometimes you can't say no to things. Like, I know that there's a lot of situations where you want to say no, or you want to get other things done, but you just have to say yes, because you just don't know who's gonna need your immediate attention. So if you want to also minimize stress, like, look for something that is going to de-stress you. Like, I know this is a guilty pleasure of mine, but I have rewatched Grey's Anatomy. Like, I think I'm on 2.5 rows right now. Like, I've watched it a whole, you know, from season 1 to season 17, and then literally again, no, from season 1 to season 16, and then again from season 1 to 17, and then I started again. No, I don't watch Grey's Anatomy every single day, but sometimes when I'm just feeling way too stressed, or like I just have a lot going on and my days are literally like hectic from the morning to night, at night it's okay to unplug into something that you enjoy, that's like guilty pleasure. There's nothing wrong with that. Don't feel like, oh, just because you're watching Netflix, like you're gonna feel guilty about it. No, it's like you've done everything that you need to do, so now it's time for you to minimize your stress from the day or from what's going on, and do just a little bit of self-care. I mean, and it doesn't even need to be like Netflix. It could be some self-care, it could be a mask, it could be doing your nails, it could be like doing a quick workout, it could be going out on a walk, it can be anything. But I'm just giving an example of Netflix because I know that tends to be like my little guilty pleasure when I just want to unplug from everything. That is all that I have for you today. I hope that this video can be helpful in any shape or form to you. Let me know if you are going to consider any of these tips. Let me know, I don't know, just anything, comment down below. And remember, like, try not to stress what you can't control. I know that's really hard. Like, trust me, like, I know, but this is also another thing that I really try to think of whenever I am in a stressful situation. Like, can I control what's happening? And you know, tengo about that, which I can do another video on that specifically. But yeah, I hope you guys have an amazing day. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.